Good morning. The sun's coming out. I thought before going outside with my camera, I would use some of the natural light on this table, and I would take the opportunity to contrast what kind of shots I can get with the 16mm 1.4, the 16mm 2.8, and the 80mm 2.8, which is a true macro. What I thought I would do is take the opportunity to take some photographs of my wife's fine china.
So what I'd like to do is give this photo a bit of a vintage look. But before we start, we need to talk about minimum focus distance. The 16mm lenses are often used as pseudo macro lenses because you can get in quite close to your subject. What I've done here is shown the minimum focus distance for the 16mm lenses and the 80mm lens. You'll certainly see the difference with the macro, even though the minimum focus distance is 25 centimeters. I've contrasted the 35mm 2.0, the 56mm 1.2, and the 90mm 2.0 in terms of how close you can get to your subject and still maintain focus. So let's start off with the 16mm f1.4. Let's have a go with the 16mm 2.8. And finally, let's have a go with the 80mm 2.8 macro lens. I'm going to see if I can get in nice and close with this macro lens. And now I'm going to back up a little bit just to see if I can get a bit of context with the photograph. So let's take this photograph into post-production. I use Affinity Photo. I have a gradient map that I use, and I have a preset that I've created where it emphasizes the browns. I'm just going to bring down the opacity a little bit with this. And that gives me the look that I'm looking for. I'll then apply some curves. And I tend to like my photographs on the dark side. So by applying the curves, what I will do is I'll pull this over to the shadows over to the right a little bit, and I'll pull the highlights down a little bit, and then a little bit more of the shadows into the darkness. And then finally, what I'll do is apply the SL, and what that allows me to do is I'm going to focus here on the yellows. Got a little bit too much yellow in this, certainly on the cup. I'm going to pull that down, so you see the extreme. I'm going to pull it down a little bit, and then I may go over and adjust a little bit of the red here and pull that out of the rim of the cup and the handle of the cup. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with the look of that, and I'll export that into photos, and then I've got my finished product. So this is the final image processed in Affinity Photo using the 80mm macro lens. I do like the picture a lot better than with the 16mm 1.4 and the 16mm 2.8. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you enjoy this channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Bye.